Hey, it's Kaylin from Travel Yourself, and I'm in Prince Edward Island. Known for its red dirt, potatoes, and Anne of Green Gables, it is also, of course, a popular spot for seafood and in particular, lobster. I am going on a quest to find the very best lobster roll in Prince Edward Island. Travel Yourself. My journey begins by boarding the Northumberland ferry in this lovely blue Mustang from Ford. Currently, I am in my home province of Nova Scotia. However, I have just boarded a ferry to Prince Edward Island, and I'm going to be eating all of the lobster rolls while I'm there, so stay tuned. The ferry from Nova Scotia to Prince Edward Island takes 1 hour and 15 minutes. My lobster roll eating adventure begins before I even make it to Prince Edward Island, starting with the lobster roll at the cafeteria on board the ferry. Lobster roll number 1 is a pre-made lobster sandwich on board the ship with local lobster. I got fries on the side as well as a cream soda by the East Coast Craft Soda Company, which is based in Prince Edward Island. This lobster roll had a lot of meat, which is really great. However, the bun might have been a bit too big, and I wish that it was toasted and not pre-made. However, not bad for a ferry. Once I arrived in Prince Edward Island, my next stop was the Prim Chowder House and Oyster Bar. So delicious. This was a delicious lobster roll. The meat was very fresh and the bun was nicely toasted, and it was poached in butter, which made things a bit soggy and messy, but tasty nonetheless. You can't visit Prince Edward Island without putting an Anne of Green Gables hat on at least once. This trip can't be all just lobster rolls, so I'm also visiting some pretty places like the Prim Lighthouse. I also included a stop at the Melpeck Oyster Barn for some world-famous Melpeck oysters. So good. And it isn't a proper visit to Prince Edward Island until you've had some delicious Cow's ice cream. For dinner one night in Charlottetown, I made it to the popular Water Prince corner shop for, of course, another delicious lobster roll. This lobster roll may not have looked as pretty as some of the others, however the bun was extremely fresh, as was the lobster, and there was a nice crunch of celery. a really nice lobster roll. The mayo's not mixed in with the meat, it's just laid on the bun. I kind of wish it was mixed. That's like a nice, really tangy, homemade mayo. Delicious. Richards, and their lobster roll is the one that was suggested to me the most. It looks pretty delicious. This lobster roll is really fresh and lemony, a nice amount of mayonnaise, and a great toasty roll. This is a really great lobster roll, nice and fresh. We've got a lemon peppery taste, a little bit salty, and just regular mayo. Lots of meat, delicious. This is very difficult to eat and messy. This is like cheese on top, and I think there's some kind of mushroom sauce happening here. It's hard to eat because the baguette was really thick too, but it's tasty when I can get a bite.
While visiting Prince Edward Island on my lobster roll eating quest, I ate 7 different lobster rolls, and it's really hard for me to decide which was my favorite, but it was probably a toss-up between the Blue Mussel Cafe and Richards. However, all of them were pretty great for various different reasons. I highly recommend you check them out for yourself. While visiting Prince Edward Island, I stayed at the Great George Boutique Hotel in Charlottetown.